The movie begins with a girl named Melissa, who is a lesbian and deeply in love with another girl, Allison. Melissa's father, Mr. Faulkner, is running for mayor this year. He tells Melissa to stop seeing Allison, fearing that people will judge a politician whose daughter is a lesbian. However, Melissa refuses to listen and storms out in anger. She then visits Allison, who gives her a gift. Later, at the restaurant where Melissa's brother, Adam, works, he sees his ex-girlfriend, Lily, making out with a guy named Rob. Furious, Adam interrupts them, saying they can't do that there. Meanwhile, Allison and Melissa visit a bridge where couples traditionally lock padlocks with their names, symbolizing eternal love. As they place their own lock, a masked killer arrives in a car. Melissa initially thinks it's a prank and confronts him, but he attacks her brutally and throws her off the bridge into the water, killing her. Terrified, Allison runs back to town and informs everyone. The next morning, at high school, the professor calls Adam and Lily to present together, but Adam struggles due to their past relationship. Suddenly, a deputy arrives and announces Melissa's murder, leading to the school shutting down. When Adam learns of his sister's death, he breaks down in tears. Meanwhile, Faulkner argues with Allison's father, blaming Allison for not saving his daughter. Later, the commissioner questions Allison about the murder weapon, and she sketches its design. The commissioner notes that it looks extremely dangerous. Meanwhile, Blair, the current mayor running for re-election, refuses to halt her campaign despite Melissa's murder, stating that her opponent's daughter dying doesn't concern her. Faulkner confronts her, demanding the elections be postponed, but Blair insists they will continue no matter what. The next day at school, a masked man suddenly attacks Allison with a knife. Panicked, she struggles, but when he removes the mask, she realizes it's just a prank. His girlfriend joins in, laughing at her. Their professor arrives, scolds them, and assures Allison that they will be punished. Meanwhile, the commissioner and deputy search for Melissa's body in the river but find nothing, suspecting it may have drifted away. They inform Faulkner and his wife, but Faulkner demands that his daughter's body be found at any cost. That night, Adam visits Allison's home, where her father invites him in and expresses condolences. However, Adam accuses his father of caring only about the election, not his daughter's death. Allison's father explains that he has known Faulkner since childhood and that Faulkner has always been this way, obsessed with politics and willing to go to any lengths to win. Adam wasn't happy with his father. Just then, he got a message from Lily, asking to meet him. When he told Allison about it, she encouraged him to go, saying it might help him take his mind off things. Adam agreed and met Lily, who hugged him and expressed her condolences for his sister's death. Watching from a distance, Ron felt jealous, thinking they might get back together. Meanwhile, the town gathered at a bar, debating whether to cancel the elections. The discussion turned heated, with people arguing on both sides. The professor stepped in to calm them down, urging them not to fight. After meeting Lily, Adam headed home with Allison. Seeing them together, Ron lost his temper and insulted Lily, accusing her of still having feelings for him. Lily tried to reason with him, but he stormed off, heading straight to the bar. He ordered a beer, but the bartender refused, saying he was underage. Just then, the deputy arrived and questioned why he wanted to drink. Ron, furious, tried to attack him, but the deputy stopped him, reminding him that he was still a kid and had no idea how to fight. Meanwhile, Lily was alone, reminiscing about Adam. They started chatting, and she put on the jacket he had given her, saying it still smelled like him. Just then, she heard a noise from inside the theater. When she went to check, she found the two pranksters who had scared her earlier. Startled, she sprayed one of them with pepper spray, causing them to flee. As she was about to leave, the movie screen suddenly turned on, making her uneasy. When she turned around, she saw the masked killer standing in front of her. He shattered a glass panel, causing her to fall, leaving her unable to escape. The killer then brutally murdered her. Meanwhile, Adam was staying at Allison's house. She asked him why he and Lily had broken up, and he revealed that Lily had cheated on him. Melissa had once caught her making out with Rob, which led Adam to end things with her. Allison's father walked in, smiled at Adam as he slept, and then heard a noise outside. Grabbing a tool, he stepped out to investigate, only to find the same pranksters attempting another prank. Startled, they ran away. Allison's father sighed, saying they would never learn. The next morning, Faulkner arrived at Allison's house, angrily telling her father to stay away from his son. But Allison's father defended himself, saying Adam had come on his own because he had no one else to talk to. Faulkner then took Adam with him. Later, Faulkner ran into Blair, who mockingly asked for his vote. This infuriated him. Meanwhile, the professor decided to punish the pranksters by making them write "sorry" 2,000 times. He also confiscated their phones, telling them they'd get them back only after completing their punishment. Left alone in the school, they got bored and decided to get intimate. But just as they were caught up in the moment, the masked killer appeared. He smashed the boy's head with a hammer, killing him instantly. Terrified, the girl ran to the basketball court, trying to hide. But the killer found her, standing right behind her. Before she could react, he struck her with the hammer, ending her life as well. While taking out the garbage near the theater, Rob finds his girlfriend's dead body inside a dumpster. Horrified, he screams and immediately informs the police. The deputy is shocked and relays the news to Blair's secretary. When the secretary tells Blair, she breaks down in tears. Her daughter has also fallen victim to the killer. Blair rushes to the dumpster and, upon seeing Lily's body, screams, confirming her identity. Meanwhile, Allison arrives at school to retrieve something from her locker but hears a noise from a classroom. When she checks, she sees Adam wearing the killer's costume, realizing that he is the murderer. Adam approaches her, trying to explain, but she runs. Just as he is about to kill her, Allison's father arrives and impales him with a wooden stake, killing him on the spot. The professor, witnessing the scene, immediately calls the police. When the authorities arrive, it's revealed that Adam was the killer all along, responsible for the murders. Faulkner is furious at Allison's father for killing his son, but he defends himself, stating it was self-defense. Adam would have killed his daughter otherwise. He gives the same statement to the commissioner, who accepts it and lets him go. Later, Rob visits Allison in her car, telling her that the police suspect him too and are after him. Allison refuses to believe him and tells him to leave, but Rob insists that they should work together. Meanwhile, Blair, devastated by her daughter's death, drowns herself in alcohol. Her secretary tries to stop her, but she refuses. The secretary steps outside and informs everyone that the mayor will be late. Rob tells Allison that he suspects another killer is still out there, and they need to uncover the truth. Convinced, Allison starts the car, and they drive off together, with her father and the deputy secretly following them. Blair finally arrives to give her speech, declaring that they must go door to door to find the killer. The crowd calls her crazy and refuses to vote for her. Humiliated, she retreats to her cabin, only to find Faulkner already there. He mocks her, saying she has no chance of winning now. An argument breaks out between them, but suddenly, the real killer appears. The masked figure stabs a knife straight into Blair's mouth, killing her instantly, then slashes Faulkner's face, ending his life as well. Just then, the commissioner arrives and tries to intervene, but the killer mercilessly murders her too. Meanwhile, Allison and Rob reach the bridge to investigate, hoping to find out what happened to Melissa's body. The deputy arrives and urges them to leave, lying to Allison that her father is in danger. Alarmed, Allison hesitates, but Rob grows suspicious. A struggle ensues, and Rob grabs the deputy's gun. During the scuffle, the gun goes off, killing the deputy on the spot. Seeing this, Allison panics and runs away. When she reaches home, she notices something strange. Flowers are scattered everywhere. Realizing the killer is nearby, she grabs a pair of scissors for protection. She heads upstairs and looks under the bed, only to find the killer tied up. Just as she is about to stab him, he screams. Shocked, Allison removes his mask and discovers that it's her father. The real killer had tied him up and disguised him to trick Allison into killing her own father. Before she can react, the real killer attacks her from behind. When Allison regains consciousness, she finds herself tied up, facing the masked killer. As the mask comes off, she is stunned. It's Melissa. She's still alive and has been behind all the murders. Shocked, Allison asks why she did all this. Melissa reveals that she and her brother planned everything because the entire town was corrupt, including her father. The mayor only cared about money, and no one truly wanted to fix the city. So, they decided to punish everyone responsible. She even admits to killing her own father and the commissioner, believing they all deserved it. Melissa offers Allison a choice: join her or die. But Allison refuses to support a murderer. Just then, the professor arrives and convinces Melissa to leave Allison alone, saying she isn't corrupt. But Melissa refuses, insisting Allison must die. She hands a hammer to the professor, expecting him to kill Allison. Instead, he stabs Melissa, injuring her. Allison frees herself and tries to escape, but Melissa grabs her, leading to a brutal fight. In the end, Allison stabs Melissa, killing her on the spot. The professor then reveals the shocking truth: he was the mastermind behind everything. He orchestrated the entire plan to rid the town of corruption. Now, with all the corrupt officials dead, he will become the new mayor and place Allison in a high-ranking position. Seeing no other choice, Allison joins him. The final scene reveals that the professor wasn't working alone. The deputy and the mayor's secretary were also part of the plan. Together, they eliminated every corrupt person in the town. Months later, the professor is shown as the new mayor, and the town is now free from corruption. People are living peacefully, and Allison is seen delivering a speech with her father proudly supporting her. And that's how the movie ends. What did you think of the story? Let us know in the comments.